Well, it looks like there's a scandal brewing against Hillary Clinton. Not that that's new news. Benghazi's one. And of course, there's been plenty of other scandals going on. I can even say about JFK Jr. too. It was pretty suspicious that he died before, it looked like he was going to run for Senate of New York State. But, this is another scandal that's going on. And everybody, I'm not preoccupied. I didn't follow the Zimmerman trial at all. It was like, whatever the media wants you to freaking get concentrated on, that's what you ignore. But anyway, this is Aurelia Fedesnes. She's an investigator, basically, she's a high-level whistleblower, what it turned out to be. She was an investigator for an inspector general, the State Department, investigating various, types of fraud, corruption, and stuff. Well, it turns out the law office of Schulman and Matthias, which was, looked like they got burglarized. Now, the only thing they got burglarized on was the case material that was the whistleblower for the State Department, which, of course, who's Secretary of State recently, Hillary Rodham Clinton. So, looks like, and it was also, they broke into this office, but there was like money there were silver bars there was all these valuables there. They didn't touch that. They went and got only the case files involving her, who was the whistleblower for the State Department. So it looks like there's a cover-up to the cover-up to the cover-up. She even went to Senator Cruz of Texas, and basically it just didn't. None of the people were helping her. Nobody, flat out. It's like when the government does something, they all stick together, man. I even got, I have the suspicion that people in the government, when they get higher up, they all cover for each other, basically. Whatever political party they are for, it's just a matter of their jockeying for power. That's more or less what it is. But if it's serious enough to actually upend the whole freaking system pretty much and uproot the real corruption, and they'll all stick together because they're all part of the game. So it looks like, she was represented by the law firm Schulman and Matthias. The firm basically got this very unusual burglary, and actually it was a couple burglaries in a row. They went, through the alarm system. They went into an adjacent office. They cut a hole in the wall, and they went after specific computers and specific files. It didn't touch anything else in there. It almost reminds me of there was a CPA firm back in Arkansas when Clinton was giving out these. I think they had this grant where they're giving out all these loans to small businesses. They actually went out to all the Clinton's friends, and they were investigating it. The CPA firm, the whole thing burned right to the ground. Everything was totally gutted inside of it. So, it looks like, if something goes on where they're going to actually find real uprooted corruption within the government, it's like, she went to Ted Cruz, Senator Ted Cruz, and it was like a waste, Not that nobody helped her. So she was at this law firm. Her name was Aurelia Fedesnes, or Fedesnes. I don't know how to say that. It's Fednisn. So, she basically has a lot of information about all the corruption that goes on in the State Department, at the embassies. It was like prostitution, underage prostitution, drugs, everything there is, something that Eric Holder would probably get involved in, or Bill Clinton or somebody, and George Bush or whatever, all of them. But, it's like if you blow the whistle on them, it's like they close ranks, and it doesn't matter what political party there is. So this was during the time that Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State, but it actually goes way past that, I'm sure. But as a side note, I'd like to call attention to there's a blog out there that it's called the Senator Hillary Clinton.blogspot.com. Take a look at it. Take a look at it, because these type of allegations have been around for quite some time. And people are all focused in on these trivia things they have on the news, Zimmerman trial and everything like that. And you got stuff like gun running coming out of Mexican drug lords and stuff like that. You got cops gunning down people. I mean, not everybody, but you know what I'm saying. It's all kinds of stuff going on, and it's like, the major media, it's got most people like on a brainwashed thing. They could just hit their buttons a certain way, and they ignore what's actually important. There's probably been a lot more crimes going on within the State Department because, in these embassies, there's all kinds of like underage prostitution and stuff. There's drugs going on. Basically, they're acting just like some kind of thing from the ancient times, where they violate everybody's individual rights for their own whatever they want to do. So, but it looks like the State Department and whoever did this burglary, they knew exactly what they're going for. They just only went for the files on this one that was a whistleblower on the State Department itself. So, it's reminiscent of Watergate. It's reminiscent of Whitewater. So, these guys are corrupt as all hell all the way around. It looks like, this is not going to reach the light of day, though, too much, because this actually came out from the Canadian Free Press. It didn't really come out too much in the American press. But, if this was pushed all over, like, by all the major news stations, ABC, CBS, and NBC, and Fox, and everybody else, Hillary Rodham Clinton would go down. She'd be done. She'd be done. But it's not going to be pushed. And, it's up to people to actually freaking figure out what the truth is. This lady might be your president. And she's, I'm going to refer you to the Senator Hillary Clinton.blogspot.com. Take a look at that, because this lady's, she's pretty crazy, man. That's all I got to say. She's bad news.